All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why the Democrats secretly don't want to win the elections, and they're just playing the game, playing along. Recently, you've seen videos of Biden coughing really bad and sniffling and coughing and sneezing and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if he's coming down with the virus or what's going on with that. Is he going to have to step down for medical reasons at the last moment? Even if he does step down, because I know we've been talking about that, and so has Snippy and other people on the internet talking about that they saw Biden stepping down before the election started or something like that. Or people have been talking about that, Democrats are going to overthrow the elections by having Joe Biden step down at the last minute or something like that. But even if that did happen, his names are already on the ballot, so it doesn't really matter if he did step down. Now, people are still going to vote. People are voting now for Joe Biden on the ballot, so it wouldn't change much, in my opinion. Okay, even if he did step down for health reason or another reason at the last second, it wouldn't matter. Okay, his name will still be on the ballot, and people will still vote, and people would still vote for him regardless. So, but so that's a reason right there. Number one is his health, right? His health. The liberals know that Joe Biden's health is in question. His mental health, his physical health is in question, right? And so, putting a guy like him out there, knowing that his mental health and he can't remember things. Just the other day, he said, he's running for Senate again. Okay, I think that was yesterday. So I mean, and it's just weird things that he says. The liberals know this. They see the videos. They see all the clips of him. I think there's an ad running right now of all the mistakes Joe Biden has made, and it's daunting, right? And so the liberals know. So even if they did put him up there as a prop, they know that it's just not good for them going forward with having a man who can't remember anything, and he can turn on them. What I mean, think about that. Like imagine somebody not being able to remember stuff. They can literally one day wake up and be like, "I'm a Republican today," and they can literally turn on you. So that's one of the reasons. One reason why. Okay, that the Democrats secretly don't want Donald Trump, don't want to win the elections. Number two is number three is going to be the clearest one, and it's going to have to deal with Kamala Harris. But number two is that during the primary, the Democratic primary, they had a chance to have Bernie Sanders in there, right? Now, of course, Bernie Sanders would be dealing with the same thing, health problems and things like that, but he did get over that. He did go to the doctors and medically cleared and things like that. He did get better from that, but still, he still had those issues. But there's a bunch of Americans out there that are young Americans that are don't do not like capitalism and believe in socialism. So they would have that momentum. They had that momentum going with that socialism stuff, and yet they decided that they didn't want to win these elections, so they were going to keep Elizabeth Warren on the ticket on the primaries to take all the votes from Bernie Sanders. And that would clear the way for Joe Biden. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. Elizabeth Warren stayed on the ballot instead of just saying, okay, I'm not going to beat Bernie Sanders. Let me come off the ballot and then let me campaign for Bernie. Okay. Because then I can be Bernie's vice president. Right. And so she didn't do that. She knew she wasn't going to beat Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden in the primary, and she stayed on the ballot on purpose so that Bernie wouldn't win. Okay, so instead of just coming off the ballot and be like, okay, now let me instead of my all of my people go vote for Bernie Sanders, right? And boom, Bernie would have won easily the primaries. Okay, but that didn't happen, right? Um, Okay, number three. Before I even get to the big one, because this is the one that will tell you everything you need to know. But before I get to the big one, number three, let's push the big one to number four. Number three, Kamala Harris. Picking Kamala Harris was a clear sign that they didn't want to win. right? Because Kamala Harris didn't even win her own state. So now they're in jeopardy of losing California. I mean, just think about that. Think about that. Think about going up for elections and you pick somebody who couldn't even win her own state, and then saying, well, this person's going to be my vice president. Well, that state's like, well, wait a minute, we rejected that person, and that person didn't even win the state of California. So now you're putting yourself in jeopardy for not even winning California in the presidential election because of this one person, which is your vice president. And so that should tell you right there that they don't really want to win the elections, because why would you pick somebody that can't even win their own state? Hello, right? And then why would you pick somebody that was bankrupt by the African American community? Kamala Harris had to drop out the race. Same thing with Booker, because they had no funding. Because they were bankrupt. They went bankrupt because of the African American community that went out there and said these people are our enemies. And that's the person you pick as your vice president. Okay? So that should tell you right there that they don't want to win the elections. Now, the fourth thing, which is the most key thing of it all, is that last time I checked, Donald Trump has the blue bloodline, the royal blue bloodline. Joe Biden has the royal blue bloodline. Mike Pence has the royal blue bloodline. Uh-oh. Kamala Harris does not have the royal blue bloodline. And that was the key right there. I don't have to even go anymore, because that tells you right there. The Democrats secretly don't want to win the elections. Because if they did, they would have picked somebody as vice president that has the royal blue bloodline. Now, her husband might have the royal blue bloodline in him. Okay, he might be a Zionist something, right? But she doesn't have the royal blue bloodline. Okay, she married into it, of course, to get the way to the top. Okay, she was messing with some older African American men to get her way to the top at first, and then she switched him out for this, the Zionist over here. But whatever. Okay, she doesn't have the royal blue bloodline, so technically she can't be a vice president or a president or any leadership position at executive level. She can be the top police officer. That's nothing, okay. But she can't be a vice president, Supreme Court. Well, you can be in the Supreme Court because we have an African American guy in there, right? So you could do Supreme Court, but you can't be the vice president or president, okay, or a king or a monarch. You can't do any of that king, queen, monarch stuff in the Western world without having that royal blue bloodline. Okay. Now people are gonna say, "Well, Barack Obama was the president." Well, Barack Obama had the royal blue bloodline through his mother. You idiots, right? Okay. So his mother was Caucasian. Okay, his mother had the royal blue bloodline. This is okay. So his mother was part of the family, the royal blue bloodline family. Okay, his daddy wasn't, but his mother was. Okay. So this is why he was in the 70s. He was brought into those secret schools and taught how to become a president through Henry Kissinger and Soros and them. And they said Obama was a great student. I mean, these are their words, man, and people can't see through it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that people will tell you everything that's going on, and people still won't believe it. All right. These people are selected, right? They're not elected; they're selected. I think you guys know that by now. I mean, some of you guys have been living forever. Some of you guys have been living 67 years and still think that you can go in there and just, oh man, my vote's gonna count, But it just doesn't work that way. But okay, I mean, you guys can still believe that, and that's fine. That's fine. You can believe it. Now, maybe your vote counts on the local level. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. But these people have already chosen who's going to be president. They already know, and they'll play the game with us. They'll play the game. They'll put Madam President on there, and when secretly they know Trump was going to win, right? They'll play the game. And then they'll say, "Oh, it was a divine intervention." They already had played the game. They already had picked Trump, right? And we see that through the Simpsons cartoons and other things like that. We see it through cartoons, comic books from back in the day where Trump would build his wall in the 1990 comic books, where Trump wall was built, and Trump says this is a great achievement. They've already had this thing planned for years, man. It's just they play the game. And once I realized it years ago, once I realized that this is all a game. This is all a game. It's all this. All this is a game. They know that they're deceivers and liars. They know it, right? And they're playing the game. They'll shake your hand. I don't even want them to shake my hand because all them demons will then come. All them demons they have would transfer into you. Unless you covered yourself with the Holy Spirit, in the blood of that morning or that afternoon or that night before you went out.